G'day and welcome back to my knitting life, my little part of YouTube world. My name is Kerry and today is the 23rd of November and it's after lunchtime and I have the whole house to myself. My child that still lives here at home has gone camping after university finished, and my husband went yesterday to Sydney to go to a work education thing today that helps him keep his certificate up every year. He has to get so many hours. Anyway, beside the point, I'm here alone. Well, the dog's here. I've taken over the dog space, that cage I move. He sits over here in the cage a lot. We also leave him there when we go out. You don't need to know all of this. Anyway, so I'm coming to you from Newcastle, Australia, and it's quite overcast today, so I'm hoping the light will be okay. It's been raining. I hung the sheets out. They got rained on, but it's been dry for a few hours and there's been a slight breeze, although it's really quite humid, but we'll see. So today I have got knitting to talk about and a couple of little crochet items, but we will get to that later. And I've got a huge finished object, yay! But I wanted to start to talk to you about today, Knit for the Girls. This was a breast cancer fundraiser that was held last month, a few weeks ago. Anyway, whenever it was, it wasn't long ago. It was held in conjunction with Louie and Lola from here in Australia, Tasmania, I think. The Grocery Girls and Thread and Maple, and so it was a thing where you donated and you could go into daily prizes. I hope that's not showing up on this video because my husband's just texting me. So yeah, you make a donation and you go into daily prize draws, and I'm not sure whether the Grocery Girls did this, but Louie and Lola also ran or are still running knitted knockers, Knit for the Girls make along. So I purchased a couple of kits and my mum and I have been busy making knitted knockers. Actually, Mum, I think, has done a crocheted one as well, but yeah. My mother actually has done about 12 pairs. I've only managed 2, but there you go. So there is approved cotton yarn, and for us here in Australia, that is from Bendigo Wool Mill. So in the little kit, we've got some of the wool, that's what's left over. Actually cotton, and got the instructions, which gives different instructions for different types of knitting. I do magic loop. As I said, my mum tried the crochet. We've got these needle stoppers on the end, a knitted knockers badge, and off we went. So here's my couple that I've knitted. I knitted, I think it was an A and a B size. That's one pair. I'm not sure which pair it is. Possibly the A's. And, oh no, these ones are smaller. These have to be the A's. I think that's all I'll get done because Mum wants to send them off tomorrow. Yeah, so that was good fun working out how to do that. Mum also sent away to get some more cotton from Bendigo, and so we've got heaps, and I imagine that it'll just be an ongoing project that we can do whenever we feel the need. So that was good, and because I knew that I was going to be doing that, I did buy this bag from, I can never say her company name, Giacomomo. Does that show up? Not quite sure. And it is a breast cancer, and it was a fundraiser for breast cancer, so I bought that. It's a lovely bag. So I've just been keeping everything in that. It's actually got, a bit hard to see, a pocket in the middle where I've, that's not very good. There we go. And a couple of tabs on each side here and drawstrings. So I will just be keeping all the knitted knocker paraphernalia in this bag, and it will be ready to go anytime I please. So when my mother comes over tomorrow, I'll give those to her and she will be able to send them back to Tasmania because the local Rotary Club down there, it's part of their thing that they do, and yeah, makes you feel good that you can do something like that for women in need. So that was the first thing I wanted to show you. Let's move on to the MKAL. So I did finish my shawl. Probably a couple of weeks ago now. It's been sitting here waiting to be blocked, and then the weather wasn't great, and then it was sitting over there and I hadn't taken it off the blocking mats. So let's see. Here is, I can find it. Here is the finished item. Yay! Quite large. Did block out quite heavy. And you know what? I'm showing you the wrong side. There you go. There we are. That's better. Looks much nicer. You've probably just seen this from the other side. So there we go. Came up great. Here's my border. I decided to go from light to dark, back to light, and then I put the dark border on, and you can see that the wool has got the sparkle in it there. That's shown up really well today. So I was thinking about putting the tassels on, but since I've blocked it and tidied up all the ends, which I actually did this morning, I don't think that I can be bothered. So it will be just like this. So yeah, quite pleased with that, how that turned out, given the rocky start that we had, and change of direction with both the whole thing and the kit that I ended up putting together by myself from Stash. And I'm very pleased with how that's come out. It's lovely and soft because it's got wool from alpaca down at Black Wattle Yarn down in Canberra, and alpaca is really soft. So yeah, there we go. I did have a few thoughts, a few notes that I wrote down as I was going, and oh look, there's a loose end. I thought I got them all. Yeah, the section 4 was a labor of love. I did do my swatches. I think I showed you that last time, the swatching, and it did get easier, but picking up the over 500 stitches all the way along here was quite an effort. But don't you love it when you pick up 491 stitches exactly? Yes, that was pretty good, because it took me a couple of sessions actually really to pick them all up, but I got to the end and I counted them and I had the exact number. I also realised how long it takes to purl across those 500 bloomin' stitches. A long time. I'm not the fastest purler. I don't mind purling. I'm also making a blanket that's called the Knit and Purl blanket, so you know, I've got lots of knit pearls happening. So I don't particularly mind, but it does take me longer, and 500 purling stitches to go back the other way is a long, just takes a long time. I had a bit of a rocky start with it. I did the first dip stitch row, and I found, I think it was near the beginning, when I got to the end, I think I'd made a mistake and I'd realised, and when I tried to work it out, I had found a stitch where I'd done not into the 5th stitch, but the 4th one. I wasn't really quite sure what that was going to do, and so I hummed and hawed for a while and thought about it and decided in the end that it was going to possibly make the pattern not line up, not be, see how the pattern comes down there. I don't know that one stitch would have made a difference, but I undid it. So I pulled it out and got back to that plain knitting, ready to do the dip stitching again. And so I did that, and I got to the next row, to the end of it, and realized I hadn't done 3 stitches at the beginning, which was the 3 knit stitches. So that was a bit annoying. So again, I sat and thought about that and hummed and hawed, and I undid about 10 dip stitch clusters, and then I just thought, could I just add them into the next row? And I thought about it for a bit more, and that's actually just what I did. So I put the dip stitching back in and made sure at the beginning of that I made 3 extra stitches to fix it up, you know, like Stephen tells you just to fudge it. So anyway, no one knows, and I don't think that I could even find it now. So yeah, so that was good. The dip stitching did get quicker because you tend to have a hole where you can see that you need to go in. That first row, it was quite an effort because you had to count each one and go down, and it wasn't always obvious where you needed to actually put it in to do the dip stitch. So yeah, and in the end it turned out quite nicely, I think. So there is my finished MKAL, my 3rd one. Yes, my 3rd one. So that was great. Won't be wearing it for a while because it's a little bit hot here in Australia. Too hot for a knitted shawl anyway. So that is all washed, and it smells nice too because I washed it in wool wash, and it's all ready to go when the weather turns next year sometime. Right, so that's probably all that I wanted to say about that, except that if you get a chance to do it next year, jump on board. It's a lot of fun. So I suppose I wanted to talk about Advent knitting, and I'm not really sure where to start. I've got a few Advents. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how many. Anyway, they just keep arriving. But I just see them earlier in the year. Was it March or April? And I think, oh, I like that. Add to cart. And then I forget. And I see another one I like. Oh, yes, I like that. Anyway, not sure that I'll actually be opening them all in December. Or maybe I might open them all and just see what there is and see how we're going with them. Because it's not like I don't have any wool to go on with. But there are a few that I wanted to discuss here today. And the first one is, because she's extremely local to me, and I've probably mentioned her here before, is Skip Rope Yarn. And she has done her very first Advent, and it is called Sock It To Me. And it is, it says here, Sunday Advent December 23 calendar, and it comes in a lovely purple box. Sorry though, you cannot get it anymore. Lovely packaged, and it is an Advent that she has designed for you to open on the first, well not the first, on the Sundays in December. And very much looking forward to that one, Cass. Oh, it is all wrapped up. I've just undone the first layer, and she has them all wrapped. So people like me can't see what they are. So I'm not sure when the first Sunday is in December, but it's quite early, I think, so we'll be on to that. And then, oh, I was going to bring my other socks. Never mind. I might be able to show them next time. I have purchased 2 like 24 stripe advent things from America this year. Mum and I both did one last year. I'm not sure whether that was the first year we did that, because it's quite expensive when you get it from America and have to send it here to Australia, and with the exchange rate, so it's a bloody expensive pair of socks. But anyway, and it is from the Cozy Knitter, and so that has arrived for Mum and I, and it is a 24 stripe advent skein. And last year I did the just with plain wool, heels, toes and cuff, but I don't know that I will do that this time. I might just do the stripes and for the whole, or maybe the heel, because the heel tends to muck up the stripes depending. Yeah, I don't know, I haven't really thought about it, but I did think that I would give, because I've got a second one, I did think that I would give one a go just with the normal, I do magic loop, so I thought I would do that. And then I thought the second one I would give a go on 9-inch circulars, because I think I've got 2 pairs of those. And I've never knit a whole entire sock on 9-inch circulars, and I know the Crazy Sock Lady has a tutorial for that on YouTube, so I thought I might give that a go. So I don't know which one I'll do on which, it'll just be whichever one I pick up. And oh no, hang on, this is the Cozy Knitter. I've written on it underneath here. Yes, it's the 24 stripe advent calendar, and you're probably all confused about that because I've put up the wrong one. So, and the one that I showed before is actually Freckled Whimsy 2023 advent skein. And so that one, Freckled Whimsy, I ordered 2 of those as well, for one for myself and one for my mother. So I think I'll be able to keep up with that, because I did last year, although the heel did slow me down a bit. Anyway, that's the story for another day. So I've got those 2 socks for Advent that I'm going to be working on, and I have a Toft Advent because I like my Toft. But I do need to confess that I've got last year's Advent that I haven't finished. So it's in the bag from Toft. Look, it's like half done, or I don't remember what day I got to. It was probably mid-teens, 14 or 15 or something, and I was quite a new Tofter last year, and it was a little bit overwhelming because there are beads that we've added in, and I don't do anything by halves, so I don't add it in later. I do it as I go because I can do that, or at least I tell myself I can. And it is a bird, and he has been partly sewn together and partly done. And I was going through the bags this morning over where I sit, and I saw the Toft bag, and I thought I really need to finish that before I open a new Toft Advent this year, because they're quite manageable pieces every day. And Kerry, another Kerry, hi Kerry Lord, she does the little video that you can watch on Instagram every day about each bit, but I'd only made 1 or 2, maybe 2 things Toft wise last year, and nearly everything was brand new to me, and I haven't got this right. It's an odd shape. It doesn't matter, it's going to get done and it's going to be great. I think I don't even know if I'd made a bird. I think I might have, which meant that I might have done this once, how you make the little feet, the clawy things, and it's just quite fiddly, and you're not really quite sure because you're working in very small rounds, until you've done a few. So I don't think I've got that marker in the right spot just by looking at it. It's not in the middle. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and so last year all these came in a box. Oh look, there's day 17, 19. Maybe I got up to day 16. I've got his wings. Look, he's got wings with little beads on, and so I've got quite far on him. And if I've got to open day 17, then you know, like, that's going pretty good. But yeah, I finished another Toft thing this morning from it was actually, now my dog wants to growl and bark at the neighbor's dog, so let's hope he stops that. I can't remember what I was saying. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I finished a narwhal this morning, like a sharky, what would you call it, big gigantic seal thing, you know, with the nose that folds over. Anyway, that's part of one of the clubs that I'm in, and so I thought, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now in the mornings when I get time to craft, and I saw this, and I think I will try and finish this before I start a Toft thing. So the only other thing that I was going to speak to you about today was the Snow Matter What knit along by Imagined Landscapes. And there's more confession time. Last year's. Again, I think I'm going to be able to manage all these things, and the wool's not even wound from last year. Last year was Choose Your Gnome Adventure by Norton, a gnome called Norton. And I got this from Glenhaven Knits, company here in Australia. I think I just dropped something. That's the dyer. The label there. Glenhaven Knits. And it was I've had a look at the pattern to just refresh myself, and it was a pattern where you could choose different hat, body and beard to make, all the same shape and dimensions, everything, just different patterns. Some were stripes, some were with a pearl round every so often, or a different pattern at the bottom. So yeah, this was going to be the morning crochet crafting time, but I think I need to do the Toft. So last year I got this, see, I was all prepared, just didn't get to it. I got this bag, which I thought was quite appropriate to put the gnomes in. Now, where is this bag from? From Knick Knack Knits Co. I think she might be in America. Got a nice handle, and you can see what's in it. And so signed up again for this year's Gnome Knit Along. And this year I got my wool from Natural Fibre Arts. Let's see. Oh, it's not very good, is it? And this is the Natural Fibre Arts, anyway, here in Australia. And I picked somewhat traditional colours. Well, I don't know that you call them traditional colours for a gnome, but the pattern said one of them would look good if it was like an orangey tone. So I picked this one, and colours are navy, snowish, carrot and powder. And I was a bit confused when I got the skein, because I know you're supposed to need 4 skeins, but clever. Look. Oh, now I'm going to wreck it. I've already done this once and had to put it back together. It's it is 4 skeins, but they're like put together and skeined up. Would never have thought of that. So I've got the 4 individual skeins that have been unwound now, and I'll never get them back. So it came like that, and this year's gnome along, I suppose you'd call it a gnome along, is called Snow Matter What. So yeah, so hopefully I will be able to keep up with the 2 socks, the bit of advent for Toft, and the gnome. That's it. That's my goals. I will be opening some of the advent calendars, the other ones that I got, and see how I go. That's the goals. So yeah. We'll see. We'll see what falls off the wagon first, because I'm like that. But anyway, I have been starting to finish some things, which is good. And that's about it, I think, for today. Oh, I'm wearing one of my shirts, my Castanitis shirt from Nitty Natty. There we go. And yeah, if you check her little part of the interweb, you might be able to order some of those too. So I think that's about it. Good job that the dog didn't start barking everywhere. I had to chase the flies out of the windows before I started because they were buzzing away. And yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this again before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone if I don't see you all again. Happy Thanksgiving for all those people in America, which is, well, today's Thursday the 23rd, so that's today or tomorrow in your world. I'll probably get this up tomorrow or Saturday, and yeah, it's getting very close to the silly season, and thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. It's taken all afternoon. I haven't done any knitting.